Welcome to another fine episode of my favorite Pride and Joy show to make. Straight out here in Northwest Arkansas, it is the future award-winning Psyko's Platters. If there was an award for VC community videos, God, there's a lot better shows than me. Crate Junkies, and, well, there's a whole bunch more. Even Tim Smith, he's got good stuff too. But I sure do love making this show. And you know what? I needed a spring break, guys. And you know, it also seemed like, hey, the spring break worked out well for this guy. So it seems. We're going to talk about portions of two different finds that I found over the course of the 2 weeks. Let's see. The first one here that I'm going to go into is not the complete find. I'm still processing through a bunch here, okay? Let me second here. I gotta get. Oh yeah, I gotta show you this. It's a new one. Wish I was sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, if anybody knows the CEO out there, let's throw it their way. I want Dunkin' to sponsor my show. Donuts and records. What's the connection? Well, they're round because you know what? You can't eat a record. True story. My oldest daughter, Katie, she doesn't know this. She tried to eat one of my 45s when she was like 2. Thank God I happened to be in the room and I'm like, don't eat that! Just because it looks like chocolate doesn't necessarily mean it's going to taste like chocolate. Remember Caddyshack? Never mind, we're not going to go there. I'm getting way off the tangent train. But I went to the Dunkin' Donuts in Bryant, Arkansas. Yeah, that's like just about a hop, skip, and a jump from Little Rock. I found out that this guy here is excited. We're getting a Dunkin' before the end of 2013, right up here in Northwest Arkansas. Drinking vanilla, French vanilla from them too today. Ooh la la, I'm so decadent. Anyways, I know, cut the shit, right? Okay, so let me get a little bit in here and explain this first find. And I'm sorry if I'm a little long-winded today, but let's get going anyway. I show up into one of my regular haunts. I remember I told you last episode that there's certain places I like to go to several times a week. So something was, I don't know if this has ever happened to anybody in the vinyl community, okay, I'm assuming so, but I went to go to one place and nothing was there, and something started screaming in my brain, go to place X, okay, like go, 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 now, now, now. That's exactly what happened to me, and I hauled ass, drove across town, and showed up there about 10 minutes after the place opened up, okay? And I'm glad I showed up. There was another guy there, flipping through the boxes. His name was Mark. Really nice guy, too. Gonna probably be a future vinyl collecting friend of mine. Okay? Good guy. I like him. He had similar tastes for some of this stuff. I saw what he pulled out. And, you know, he got some good 60s, you know, like early 60s, like Mint Sam Cooke. Oh, God, what was something else? Some soul, okay? Really good stuff. I commend him for that, you know. You got to congratulate other people when they find some really good finds. But he wasn't entirely sure what I found. And I got to tell you the God's honest truth, I don't even am not entirely sure what I found either on this. I ended up finding a box of 78s. Now, remember we talked a few episodes ago about those pesky 78s and how, you know, they're the long-lost bastard stepchildren of the record collecting community. But you know what? Some of them are interesting, some of them are valuable, and they come in handy. I saw this box that he didn't look through. He didn't get to look through that. He was on the other end. And I flipped through this thing, and I said, oh my God. And I literally took and almost broke my back and lifted the whole damn box and stuck it in my shopping cart. I bought it just from flipping through. Now, you're asking me what the hell was in this. Jazz and rhythm and blues 78s from the 30s to the early 50s, okay? I will post this in a future episode, but I'm still trying to get information on some of the artists, and I like to try to know what the hell I'm talking about. Which, of course, if it's something that I am wrong on, okay, or you guys happen to know something, please, please, please stick it in the comments on any of my videos that you find, okay? Because even though I've been doing this for 35 years, I'm going to be 46 later this year, okay? So I've been doing this since 11 years old. I've been collecting, okay? I do not know everything. Far from it. But I'm an expert in certain things. But I believe that we should always learn. That's the way it is. So, what I'm going to show on this first part here is this find that there was albums that were also in this box with the 78s, okay? So I'm going to show you the albums at least. Now, this was the most newest. I don't know why this was in here. ABC, The Lexicon of Love. She's got the look of love. Yeah, I know, I can't sing. That one, pretty decent shape on Mercury. Early 80s. B.J. Thomas. Oh, I love this man. And guess what? He's got a new CD out. If you didn't know this, go order on B.J. Thomas's Facebook page. It'll give you the link. It's called The Living Room Sessions. And he goes off, and he's got guest stars. He's got like Keb Mo and Richard Marx and a few other ones, right? And if you go there now, you can get his CD autographed and sent to you for only $16.99. Not too shabby. I'm doing that right after the broadcast. This, of course, is the gatefold. Okay, there he is. Your back cover. Of course, most of all, No Love at All. They Long to Be Close to You. Rainy Night in Georgia. On Scepter. Let me show you here real quick. It's kind of weird. It's in a Columbia sleeve. An old school one, too, from the 60s. Oh, yeah. Beautiful mint condition, too. Most of these albums that I'm going to show you, most are in mint condition in this first find, okay? There's very little that are VG. Here's one for the blues enthusiast. Oh, I could not believe I found this. Josh White on Old Electra. We're talking brown label here, okay? Excuse me. Old plastic. How about them apples? I know it's a little bit, I don't know if you can see it, I'm sorry. But, oh, mint, stone cold mint on this one. It says on here, the story of John Henry, a musical narrative, also ballads, blues, and other songs. That's your front. This is your back. Now, can't exactly get oh, wait a minute. I am so sorry. Maybe this will give me a hint. In the last 5 years, Josh has made more records, but 25 active years of recording have in no way detracted or dulled the intensity of a Josh White performance. We at Elektra offer this 25th anniversary album in evidence. So here's the thing. It says here that he cut his first tune in 29, so that must be 1954. Okay. You know what? I love this woman. She's got a great voice. Never had an album till now. Dinah Jams from Dinah, Washington. Yes. On the, it says here, recorded August of 54 on the MRC label. Max Roach on drums. Maynard Ferguson on trumpet. Oh boy, I'm telling you. Lots of fun stuff on here too. On the MRC Oh, beautiful. This one here is, I'd say, near mint. Near mint. Okay. This one here, never heard of this guy, but I can tell early 60s country, Johnny Darrell on the old school United Artists label. And it says slightly stamped for promotion use only. Remember the UA? Oh, look at this nice, beautiful sleeve. This one here, pretty much a near mint. It's got a couple thumbprints. Cursed thumbprints, right? Very beautiful. I like this kind of stuff. You know, I like old school country. I do. And what do I mean by old school country? Pre-1980, because like it seemed like the landscape changed after that. You know, if I'm wrong, you know, tell me so. But in my opinion, I think that's how it worked. Of course, the golden hits, Gene Pitney. Gotta love it. I do. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Oh man, a lot of Goffin King and Manuel stuff. Here, it looks like, you know what? I think even Al Cooper wrote something on here. This has got to be like one of his earliest things that he wrote. I know that he's been around for 50 years, Mr. Cooper has. And this one here, this, believe it or not, is an import. Okay, RCA Music Corps, orange label. This one got me. Wasn't entirely sure. The Misty Miss Christie. Now, I got this for one reason. It said, as a jazz singer. And I'm like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, what? And she's also from my neck, well, not from my neck of the woods, but it was a disc jockey in Chicago who actually first kind of heard of her. And, you know, I kind of like that. I really, really do. Pretty basic stuff. This is on Capitol. This one here's got a little bit of spotting, like I said. Nothing that a little bit of cleaning couldn't cure, but other than the little bit minor spots, it's pretty decent shape on the green label. Old school stuff. And lastly, oh man, you know, like I said, my friend got the Sam Cooke, but I got the Joe Tex. Oh yes, on Atlantic, in stereo, in the shrink, for 49 cents. 49 cents. Oh, and look at this lovely Atlantic. You got all your albums here back then, right? Look at this. I think this is funny. You've got albums for $3.79 and $4.79 back then. Beautiful, beautiful, near mint condition on the green and blue Atlantic. You know, there is just some labels I will not pass up. VJ, Atlantic, Stax. Oh man, you know how long it's been since I've seen a good Stax record? It's been a while. Okay, so find number one, okay, was these things. Let me put these off to the side a second. Now, like I said, in a future episode, probably in a couple weeks, I'm going to post the 78s. I can give you a few hints on some things. A third of them were promo copies. White label promo copies. I'm like, I don't know who dumped it, but I'm telling you, for a quarter a piece, those were a quarter a piece too. And the 78s were a quarter a piece. I heard whispers from the people that run the joint. They're like, we should have put these in the antique section. And I'm sitting to myself going, screw you. You know, have you ever been to a resale shop? Okay, Goodwill will sometimes be guilty of doing this in the past. Salvation Army too, okay? That they'll go off and overcharge for something that's totally pedestrian. I went to a Goodwill, different Goodwill, that had a bunch of records, some old Disney stuff, you know, soundtracks and stuff, some Willie Nelson. They wanted $10 an album, and they looked like elephants trampled on them. And somebody's Bill Cosby collection, which I love Bill Cosby, but I'm like, you're not going to get $10 an album for these things. Sorry, guys. Kind of diluted. So I go to a Goodwill in Bryant, Arkansas. Okay, that's where I'm at. Same where I got the Dunkin' Donuts, right down the street from there. Hello, Bryant. So I go through there. I went to the one in Benton. That one was crap. There was nothing there. So then I go to Bryant, and I'm thinking, this is the last one I'm going to be able to go to for the day. It's about ready to close up shop for the day. And I'm sitting there going, huh? And I got to these piles first. At least so it seems, because the next guy that came in 20 minutes later, because I'm still there, he picks my leftovers that I left. Okay? So, I'll show you in a second what I got out of here, but I'll tell you the things that kind of got me sad. Whoever dumped these things had a great taste in music. Okay? The ones that I ended up having to pass on, and like I said, I was a little sad about this, there was some Zappa. There was early to late 70s Zappa. When I went to touch them, the covers basically fell apart and the vinyl looked like it was trampled on. We're talking like Overnight Sensation, Apostrophe, oh God, what else? There was a copy of Reuben and the Jets in there too, which I didn't have that one, and it was all beat up. I couldn't even salvage it if I wanted to. Now, normally, I don't know about you, but when I go, I want my vinyl to be in really decent shape. Okay? At least VG Plus on. I really don't get trampled on vinyl unless it's something that I know for sure that I may never ever see again. Okay? Like if it's some rare high dollar thing, you know, the last time that I saw something that really made me cry and I didn't take it because it was so beat up was I found Richie Valens' album on Delphi. It was an original pressing. If the cover was even, you know, salvageable, I would have just got it for the cover. But it was so beat up and it was unrecognizable. So, okay. The thing is I go through these albums. And I found a second album hiding in a first album. And I know dang well you guys have come across that too. I almost would have let it go. Okay? But, you know, the vinyl wasn't in great shape. So I managed to cop a sleeve that I found in another batch. And I said to myself, actually, well, yeah, it needs some cleaning. It does. I maybe can turn it into a VG if it gets cleaned. But I knew that I was going to have a decent day when I came across in the second record a white label Atlantic promo of King Crimson's In the Wake of Poseidon. Uh-huh. Yes. In stereo. As soon as I saw this, I was like, this could get interesting. And by the way, guys, I'm going to ask a question out there in the VC community, okay, when it comes to this stuff. I'm looking for an album cover for this particular album, just the cover, okay? Now, I think if I remember correctly, that's early 70s. The Wake of Poseidon was like 71, 72, I want to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. At that time frame, okay, did Atlantic Records still put stickers on their promo copies of albums? Because if they did, what I'm looking for is cover only of this particular King Crimson record. If they put white labels that said promo only in the Atlantic logo, that's what I'm looking for, is an empty cover with a sticker. I know, it's like a needle in a haystack. But if they didn't by then I'll just go try to find a regular Poseidon cover and just stick it in that, and then they'll have a complete set. That's why I'm asking. I know that they, what was it, for Rascals, I think Zeppelin, there was promo stickers, at least on their first albums and such. So that's why I'm asking about the Crimson here, okay? If you have an answer, please comment it down and below, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so what else? I know, long-winded Paul. What else did Paul find? Now, some of the conditions, okay, on these albums, like, for example, this one's dog-eared, but guess what? I haven't seen these. I haven't. This particular album here, Crate Junkies. Here's one for you. You were talking about a few episodes ago, about the late 1968 psych rock band July, and the reissue that came out of that. You're right, that's a very high dollar album. Okay, anybody that's got that, an original, you know what, kowtow, because that's pretty good. You know, the good old Wayne, we're not worthy type thing. If you've got that in your collection, you know, kudos, good for you. So here's the thing, right? After July broke up in late '68, several of the members of that band went and formed something else. Jade Warrior. Yeah, that's right. They formed Jade Warrior. Kind of cool cover. I don't know if you could see, it's kind of trippy, with dragons and stuff and the samurai, and like I said, this is dog-eared, but for $1 a piece, and the vinyls were better than some of the covers, okay? But here, let me try to show you. This is on Vertigo. Remember, we're talking about certain labels. If you find things, Vertigo is in another category. There's your lyrics. There's your band. Okay? I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet, but I can't wait. But I'm going to show you here. That's what your Vertigo label looks like, kids. In England, Vertigo and Harvest are some of the coolest labels. Anything that lands on them, you snag them. I saw this, and I heard of Jade Warrior, and I can't remember from where. It was one of those English classic rock magazines, I think. And I'm like, oh, hell's bells. They put out a few albums, okay? So I wasn't going to pass this up for $1. Trying to see here. Oh, 72. This one was from 72, okay? On that one. So Jade Warrior. Another one. Never heard of these guys. Jasper Wrath. Yes. Look at the trippy cover on this sucker. Jasper Wrath. This was originally on MGM Sunflower imprint, okay? Now, here's your 4 members. Now, Jasper Wrath, I found out something about these guys. I love Wikipedia and Google. Okay, here's your Sunflower. This one here's got some light scratches on it. Some light stuff. See, once again, somebody always interrupts when I'm in the middle of a video, but this time it's my daughter. Everybody keeps rotating. I'm making YouTube videos, that's right. Oh, see? Hey, look, it's Brittany, man. I love Brittany, yes I do. But not when I'm in the middle of making videos. I'm kidding. So,
he doesn't edit them either. So
I don't edit them either. I just let them out. I let them out raw and uncooked. Yes, you can have taquitos in a few minutes.
I'm going to find out.
Okay, fine. So, Jasper Wrath ends up, they break up, blah, blah, blah. They turn into a 80s metal band called Archangel, if you ever heard of them. And another guy that's later after this particular album ends up turning into the band The House of Lords. So you've got some really strange 80s stuff here as well. So let's see, what else did Paul find? Marvin Gaye, because you can't go wrong with a Marvin Gaye record. Oh yeah, baby. From that, whatever, from the movie Trouble Man. That's right. If you could get any more blaxploitation, I said blaxploitation. Look at this. How about that? It's all of Marvin. Oh, how we miss Marvin, or at least I do. My daughter's going, I don't know who Marvin Gaye is. But some good stuff. Yes. Let's get it on. So yeah, typical early 70s fare on this one too. Okay, let's see. Sean Phillips, yes. It says all over this thing, you can't see it, says promotional, not for sale. On a beautiful near mint white A&M from 73. Good stuff if you've never heard of him. He is also another one to get all of his albums. Kind of a half recluse, but he's really good. Sleep at the Wheel. Over 50 lineup changes of this band since the early 70s. Good stuff, though. Don't find too many of these on Capitol. Wheelin' and dealin'. Here's one that I'm trying to figure out. Capability Brown. Never heard of these guys. They're on Buddha. From Scratch. From 72. But the funny part about it is, even though it says Buddha, it's a Charisma label. Near mint on that too. Edgar Winter Group. They only come out at night. I love Edgar Winter. You got your classic Edgar Winter lineup on here too. Besides Edgar Winter, of course, you got Chuck Raff and Ronnie Montrose, who would end up going off to the band Montrose, and Dan Hartman, who unfortunately would make really bad 80s disco music. Orange Epic, near mint on that one too. And last, let's see here. Oh yeah. It's kind of funny. I don't find too many of these, and considering since the lead singer died, Earl Bonner, last month, some Ohio Players Angel. Ooh la la. If it's one thing we know about 70s Ohio Players, it borderlined on softcore pornographic. Their little album covers, because yeah, she's naked. Although, see, all the way straight across, and of course these guys have to be badass. They're all pretending to be that way too. There's more controversial covers. I'm looking for them all. Trust me, I'm looking for them all. Daddy's got to have his fix. I'm so bad. Oh yeah, and then this one here, I got an added bonus because somebody decided to give me and threw in the best of gold in near mint, so I got to look for that cover too. And lastly, this album was a little bit beat up, but I don't care because it's the Ohio Express. That's right, kids. That's right. It's yummy, 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 and down at Lulu's. Oh, I love this stuff. I do, I do, I do. And of course, on the typical Buddha label from '68. All right. Guess what? We're almost at 27 minutes, so I've got to throw out a few little recommendations here. Speaking of bubblegum, a wax museum with Ronnie Dark. Here's one I'd like to see for a May episode. Hint, hint, hint. I'm reading a book that I got from the library called Bubblegum Music is the Naked Truth by Kim Cooper. Really, really good read. If you guys have not read this and you love bubblegum music like I do, you know, we're talking like Archie's, Early Monkeys, Ohio Express, 1910 Fruit Gum Company, you know, that kind of shit. Works out really good. It's really tasty stuff. So, Ronnie, May episode, an hour's worth of bubblegum? I think we could do it. Please, please? Okay. Just got done with this one here. Conversations, Light and Shade with Jimmy Page. Yes, the Led Zeppelin Guitar Meister. Really, really good book. It's a little bit different, though. It's more of an interview style. I'm not used to that very, very much. Also, ones that I got done reading, but I don't have them with me because they're locked up in storage. I've got Pete Townshend's Who I Am. Excellent read. If you have not read this, go get it. It is required reading if you are a Who or Pete Townshend fan. Also, let's see, for $4.99 over at the Barnes & Noble, I snagged Duff McKagan from GNR and Velvet Revolver's book, It's So Easy and Other Lies. It's worth the $4.99, trust me. It's a really good inspirational read. All right, lastly, my shout-outs, of course, Wax Museum with Ronnie Dark. Go like him on Facebook. Listen to his Sunday night show from 6 to 9 Central Standard Time, followed by the Night Owl Lounge with Mike Adams from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go like both of those shows, please. Bob and Ron's Record Club out of Chicago. God, these guys are wonderful. I'm telling you, that's another one as well. Back to the Garage on Facebook. That's another one that's really nice. Thrifty Music Collectors Group, also on Facebook. YouTube Vinyl Community on Facebook. A lot of Facebook people, okay? Crate Junkies on YouTube and Facebook. That's with a Z at the end, kids, not an S. Let's see, who else do I want to talk about? I know there's a bunch more people. Classic Rock Magazine, AOR Magazine, Shindig Magazine, Magazines and Magazines, and lastly, hope to be soon, Dunkin' Donuts, kids. You know what? You guys are really, really good sports, and I love you all in the vinyl community. Keep watching, enjoy, like, and subscribe. We're up to 63 now, kids. A few of you guys have been added over the last week or so, it looks like, and I am very thankful to have more people into the magic forum of musicality. You guys take care. God bless. And hopefully, barring any technical gremlins next week, I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll have the 78s all processed and you can look at them. It's going to be good, kids. Keep rocking, and God bless you.